this regard, I note the recent expose by the Fourth Estate on procurement processes related to the award of contracts under the Big Push program.
I think it's a good time to deepen your collaboration with highways to make sure that your amended designs conform with what they are intending to do on the e-toll.
President John Dramani Mahama, my president, your president, our president, His Excellency, will order the road minister, Honorable Kwame Agbodza. I was just say, Papa no, Ompeo, Fourth Estate for news now more breaking no. Say, so in because contractors be intimi nye adwuma ye, but chenchi na twan. Omoa na be ye adwuma no tie da momo. O say on chat man response. We hear response.
In this regard, I note the recent expose by the Fourth Estate on procurement processes related to the award of contracts under the Big Push program. While sole sourcing is legal under certain circumstances, under our current procurement law, would all agree that open, transparent tenders are always preferable for achieving competitive pricing and value for money. Although we've seen snippets of the investigation from the media, I've instructed my office to obtain the full detailed report from the Fourth Estate and to conduct a study of the various allegations presented in the report. We're also requesting the Ministry of Roads and Highways to present a detailed response to those allegations made therein in order to inform government's action on the matter.
Aye. Open chiremu, chiremu cheno. I'm say, well, there's one side or one part that I believe say, Yenya president and your president and your president. One thing I know your problem, very problematic. And it's a overcome some for government. Now the president will find the need to respond to it. Over the years, Yenya president for Omayo overloss. Kankwe dead go syndrome. Papa na American who was an angasangaz can be. In 2012-2016, a betu baby no say wabre Epayenka, Mupa Munka Mupa Munyai. On fire home. I now understand why he said he'll be a better president than he was when we voted for him in 2012. Because tell me why. Our Onwani Road Minister, one of the most performing ministers currently under this administration. Now you are accusing him. Ghana for say na say kwan still you go ye. And there's no indication say contracts no was inflated. Accusation of sole sourcing in Chisemuso from the ministry aside. President said enough. Because you are there to serve the people of Ghana. Yenti ana tadi no I friend the minister no. It attack you out the name. Without young Ghanaians no Sadi minister no etwam ayira faso bi so. Eti enya ho tumi kumi meka nkyere ye se unkyerechirem ubechirem. This is a listening president. They don't Dramani Mahama you know emide but also the Fourth Estate I report you on the sole sourcing contract under the Big Push program. Now Papa Efrano Rockson-Nelson Dafeamekpor a majority chief whip of parliament for the NDC. Papa no enra mebeka ni nsem bi kire wo say no o kire say contractor yes o 4 workers peno akwa no not less than about 200-300 workers into the entire kasa no. And on the matter of sole sourcing Papa no say o nchiremu esa de magana fonti menko be bia tamu chuku tie na tie ni ye mi wi a wa make you judgment say ye sole sourcing ananye sole sourcing na say ye sole sourcing na say kwan no ye na ye quality a we okay and as still the government or the ministry must explain. Also setting the record straight on the big push allegation. I don't the matter of source now. Both the fourth estate and some in the MPP accuse the minister of roads. Issue 1 also claims that 81% of big push contracts were sole sourced with 107 projects. Response: the claim is inaccurate and false. The total number of big push projects is 54, not 107. It means that the number of projects according to the fourth estate, allege say the big push, ayanda no, oma inflated price no, oma inflated projects no, any 107, 54 instead. Indeed, 23 of these projects, and the 23 out of the 54 projects were inherited from the immediate past NPP government, all of which were so sourced with no funding source prior to this administration. And the 23 out of the 54, a project Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, one Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, omone start omadwuma anomoye. Na adwuma no omanti manwie sika no so ewan ase. Sika na sa eti take over. Said that John Dramani Mahama can promise say any project at the previous administration started biano. Ye magana sika nko waste. E beto aso. Eti santu aso ni mu no and alternate mu say 23 out of that 54 projects fourth estate focus 107 MPP project na ye so source project number no let's get be any to omo and apesika contractors na already na MPP for the can for omo ye say twa omo ka na ngom complete adwuma ba ye ntwa omo ka no man ntwa wie adwuma no ntia no ana moto aso e dey kind of 54 e go do 54 projects na so far under this Minister of Roads. Yeah. Now, all which were so sourced with no funding source prior to this administration. Now, out of the 54 big push projects, 7 were awarded through restricted tendering, and 47 were so sourced. It admitted, according to Rockson-Nelson Dafeamekpor, fourth estate might have inflated the projects to 107, but 47 of these projects were so sourced. Now say admission abom a sole source. Now, yantuaso. In effect, only 44% of big push projects were sole source. However, approximately 98% of all road projects awarded under the previous MPP administration were sole source. Look, I don't give a damn. Say MPP for 98% of their project into sole source. We don't vote for you people for comparison. So failing comparison na ya mupe no every time you. And then I haven't compared good things about this in Ghana. And they did this one. So if you also did this, we are not even worse than them. What the hell? Chairman, are we okay in this country? Bibi, are you okay? Now, Rockson-Nelson Dafeamekpor, me Philippa. If MPP did 98%, whether they did 100%, if Ghanaians said it was no good, they didn't like that. And I'm not talking about the end this year. Why are you justifying the same thing you campaign against? Most of you guys were so angry, so mad, and you kept on calling about MPP so sourcing. Don't repeat that same thing, please. Lie. The only thing that I and most Ghanaians can pardon the NDC is the sole sourcing is not inflated project. 2, the work is being done in speed and considering value, it is in good shape. So we are going na okay, na fine, na nice. Na ya nkote se ngase bu 60 million, but we are go 70 million ah. You okay? The only reason why most people hate sole sourcing, because mo politicians yi, according to the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Dr. Dominic Akuritinga yini, nanum to nyame na meka. Or say mo parliamentarians ni na, almost all of you. Obi anya secret funding from a businessman. And we know how many Ghanaian businessmen are rich. Echen contractors here you. It is Oma Osika and true that. And the Oma the contractor. How on earth can we believe that that contract the same amount will be paid? Inflated. And you already have relationship. So how on earth can we agree? Say, and yeah, dear Sikano, what do you say? What do you our backyard actually? One Lee of Singapore, episode of building Singapore be one of the safest security, no zero security threat country. No, what he did, and he said the first person I was saying, a minister, only businessman, I call a trip, take it, because he can't want it. He doesn't want that link up. But here we are comparing failures. See the bidding much here. Issue 2. According to Rockson-Nelson Dafeamekpor, property of procurement method use. Response. The procurement methods adopted were justified by prevailing circumstances. On average, road projects take up to 36 months to complete. 36 months and 24 years, 2 years old. 36 months and 3 years. Okay. Government was confronted with 1. Urgent national security concerns. Urgent national security concerns. And then, Maza, and Roberts, no, that shouldn't be more excuse. Yes, among for a quantum, a good, it's true. But I know I call it for, since when I'm say agent. Okay. Widespread public demos and demands for urgent delivery of goods of good roads. 3. A several deteriorated road network that required prompt action. This condition necessitated immediate intervention, making reliance on certain expedited procurement methods both lawful and appropriate. And to more justify why the properties of procurement methods were used. And on a urgent national security concern. And a several okay. But you tell me, me can Rockson-Nelson Dafeamekpor. The answers are Odema because President John Dramani Mahama, actually the road minister, Honorable Kwame Agbodza said, him that 4th estate so awesome in some na no more kana MPP for so ahama so no na eno na Rockson-Nelson Dafeamekpor abetwere edia to the social media handle semen kan bi infama wo edi the all kano eto asumu e make sense ma wa you ka kire me e comment section ase e make sense a kwan bi ada ho watemu watenie ni watenyi fa to comment section ase. Now, this condition is issue 3 claims that the big push procurement did not follow due process and did not ensure value for money. Response. According to Rockson-Nelson Dafeamekpor, the claim is totally false. Due process was strictly adhered to across all big push projects with multiple layers of technical, financial, institutional oversight to ensure value for money. This includes design and cost structuring undertaken by the relevant technical agencies to ensure alignment with engineering standards and project specification. 2. Benchmarking and validation of contractor pricing. Comparative analysis to guide against inflated costs. 3. Independent technical scrutiny by the Ghana Institution of Surveyors to verify scope, design integrity, and cost assumption rather. Now, 4. Commencement authorization issued by the Minister of Finance ensure physical discipline and compliance with public financial management requirements. This process ensures that projects are not only compliant with procurement laws, but also deliver efficiency, cost effectiveness, and technical soundness. So far, the okay way, how the many are because so far, Kwana Mihuno, correct, pa, and the fourth estate have not been able to say, Sikana, you overpay. For that reason, I accept this explanation. Issue 4. 23 projects inherited from MPP and placed under big push constitutes looting. Response. The 23 projects were ongoing, sole sourced, and lacked dedicated funding. This inclusion under the big push was to provide financing and ensure completion. Characterizing this as looting is baseless and ignorance and ignores the policy of delivering stalled projects for public benefit. And also a response, Edema, the 23 projects were ongoing, where the 23 projects inherited from MPP in place under the big push constitutes looting. So far, you okay with that one too. Issue 5. Competitive tendering and the current administration. Response. Since assuming office, over 400 road projects have been subjected to competitive tendering and duly advertised in the national dailies. This marks a clear departure from past practice. That's why we voted you in power, Jesus. Anything you have to about Mamu. Now, guys, in India, and to do the right thing. So, thank you for confirming that what we voted for you. That's why you are in power. Hey, Nankare, the tomorrow. Misconception of rehabilitation, issue 6. Response. There is a fundamental misunderstanding of the term rehabilitation by the fourth estate. In road construction, it is a term of act that can involve a complete overhaul of road projects, of roads, not merely surface level repairs. Projects such as Dodi, Pepesu fall within this technical definition. And the fourth estate rehabilitation now more as a month say any surface level. We know more or less like say 100 to 12 practice up and sign. Just the end for answer. Issue 7. Claims on cost per kilometer. Response. The allegation of high cost per kilometer lack any evidence. The comparison ignore critical variation in project shape, project scope, design standards, and engineering requirements. Even when this flawed method is applied, several MPP projects record higher cost per kilometer figure than big push. Again, we are not comparing the year of Rose against the big push. We are not comparing the MPP against the NDC. Ghanaians were not satisfied with MPP. They voted them out of power. Mr. Man, Munye Moduma, this is not time for campaign. A fiati eni abufono. Obi anuwa wape oba na wie na kwa akoda wie. Na oguso open bio. Ojai. Enti Munye Moduma, that's why we voted for the NDC. Thank you. Listen and listen very careful. Now, examples of roads. Audima, Accra Tema motorway and extensions. 19.5 kilometers, which is 17.34 million per kilometer. Dollars. $17.34 million per kilometer. Dualization of Adenta Dodowa Road. 22 kilometers. 60.35 million Ghana cedis per kilometer. Upgrading of Aprade Kosi Dominance Bridge point over Nanya is how na moda sui. Akwa moda sui. na say APP de mai but APP so dem so baby o ye ka mam kra nyi de kra ni na say sika no modi basa basa sa o ti modi sika na yo manye munkafra eno so ye 27.14 million Ghana cedis per kilometer dina mi hu ne za na tie kotie ni den to Sewa feeder road and critical access roads Sewa dina kotie simple Ghana kwa mo chwa ye mabo kotie aboa say maka kotie no rosa okay no problem and also magasi me dwamanfo nyamia Rockson-Nelson Dafeamekpor na dey asemi aba me nyame na me ka o da ho ntim dem mi hu na me kan 26.20 million Ghana cedis per kilometer chei den abon adiam kren my brother was my brother adiam kren tin bebrebe ne di hu way or they justify the reason why omo cost per 1 kilometer fourth estate for the buy no and you can see it I didn't know we should MPP as example say omo timi the year of roads na gas nke e come 38%. Yeah, mamu 38% because the year of roads na a failure plus other things considered na nko ye. But who take this same opportunity? I justify why you are better than the MPP. Now, comparing yourself with the last person in class. Now, first, no, the only first, no, how are when we were na. And he won't even compare with the two. Kwame Nkrumah with the NB. They be a mom failures. Nah, okay. No, halawai. The Minister for Roads and Highways. Air directing contractors more new road constructions new road construction projects ni now say omone Ghana highway for omonye bako partners.
What you are going to provide is to provide data and power access to where the countries will be, because somebody else is deploying the e-tolling. So I think it's very important for the consultant and yourselves to work with highways currently to make sure that there's easy synergy between what you are doing and what will come by a third party the concessionaire on the motorway, because we are almost close to selecting concessionaire, and that will start interfacing with you to make sure that it goes seamlessly. So I think it's very important for you to take that into consideration. And you are right, the investment on this road is almost $350 million. This is public money. Other people are waiting for their fair share of roads. So when we spend here, we should be able to generate some revenue to extend to other people. Otherwise, the story about us spending almost 70% of our road budget on only the big cities is not fair. We need to create some equity in terms of the way we do things. So the good thing is that the public is very much aware and is happy for the reintroduction of the e-tolling. We're going to make it as fair as possible and as easy as possible to pay. And we would encourage everybody that that money is not going to be set aside to be used to do any other thing apart from further investment on roads, especially maintenance and other things. So I think that it's a good time to deepen your collaboration with highways to make sure that your amended designs conform with what they are intended to do on the e-tolling.
All because Ghana enter electronic toll system now. You be started. Nti omo integrate niema bi a Ghana highway for the be mo. Said the be a say electronic friends toll system be start here. And the amount for a better amount for pa. Afi so na be link Ghana card. Etu ye number hi. And the momo no wo ha na so yate eko. Sika no pe betia. Na big push projects ube pie mu ewo bupe bridge a eno so adwuma gusu a ekoso na minister we na ngasa na me fi du kuno no na abo ono ye ka se ongo respond to voice state no he ono nam rose nsu kwa no ye na dwuma chama bo adwuma na wo de me filiu me yabu to bere enye because we are one of the most hard-working road ministers so far Ghana, Kenya. And in fact, under this particular administration, one of the ministers are Omusho talking, show working. The number of supervision I've seen under your leadership, how are Debiano who are approaching contractors, when the contractors didn't come on, who get the president down to the roots. Now, who make sure say the Okayeno ebebem. The durable roads are Ghana for omuwie na ye faso a you say mo we na kwan ebeche and at the same time who find means and ways to protect your roads from getting destroyed as early as whoever and car get for that me go case e omo car get for here access ye kwa ya to say you say overload no muntimi nya sabiu 2 fine and net nanga 5,000 you da 50,000 Ghana cedis say oye mistake e overload na and importation by land you try most products and they differ by sea say there be a roads no ebe protected now you bet you check all these things you are doing may I have no zero problem if you are doing so sourcing and the roads is being done and the project is durable. My only worry, ebe say ebe inflated price. Eno die, ya no benya asem. Cause esika no nso yesa na ebe isu ni na wo ade ba ko anka ebe ti isu half of that money. They see when MPP time. Anu nti Ghana for to abati a omo no. We don't want to keep on seeing that same nonsense. This onya na sa dia explanation bi o de be bia no. Me so na oso ube so ma na. And so far entretremu a Rockson-Nelson Dafeamekpor aba no. Eyo okay, enough. Officer say so in crack also under this particular administration. So, and I say the present directive said the road minister should come and give a report on my vivid explanation needed. Yes, sometimes politicians don't even trust so much, or he might be the most hardworking. Maybe one also will discuss. At the comment section, I said the ordinary, they will feel who repair now or the comment at the comment section as a come na or subscribe like it say I didn't know ever compare Maxi Billion I will naked truth or old burger trends macro. Bye bye.